was awesome. Thank you for tuning in. Our first guest he is a candidate named Rod Mack. Return of the Mack once again. Um, and he is running for Miami Gardens Council seat 4. Uh, some people may know him, some people may not, but I wanted to give him an opportunity to share his story and why he deserves his your vote. So without further ado, I would love to welcome to the show our very first guest, our very first candidate interview, Mr. Rod Mack. Y'all show him some love, some fire, some claps in the chat. Hey, 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 hey.
Hey, what's happening?
What's up, Rod? Welcome to the Can We Talk podcast, powered by Hello News. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
What's up? Can we talk?
Yes, we can.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
Look, see, I'll give this disclaimer. If you coming in on a Thursday show, y'all gonna get the theatrics and all the
Uh,
extraness. We gonna be. I'm
I'm
also gonna be doing a
listen.
show on Tuesdays too for
Mm,
candidate interviews only. But if I
mm,
weave you into that Thursday show, just
uh,
know I'm coming with it. Okay.
okay, I watch High Low. I watch High Low. So I want to bring the right energy for a Thursday show. I watch you, so I want to bring the right energy today.
Okay, let's
Mm,
go. Let's
let's
go.
go.
Look, and we're gonna jump right into it because I want to make sure you get all of your time to answer
Absolutely.
the questions, right?
Yeah.
So let's just jump right into it. And my
Mhm.
first question is introduce yourself to our audience. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and what inspired you to run for Miami Garden City Council.
So again, I heard you give an introduction, but my name is Rod Mack. I'm from the community. I was raised in Miami Gardens. I went to Myrtle Grove Elementary School. I went to Parkway Middle. I went to Lake Stevens Middle. I graduated from Pace High School where I played football. I went on to the University of Miami. Worked in finance for over 2 decades. Worked with athletes and family members, but I'm most known in the community for my work with our young people. Helping establish Miami Gardens Ravens, where we helped a lot of young men and women, with discipline and skills necessary to succeed on and off the football field. Doing that work, I had opportunity to work hand in hand with parents, grandparents, and other community leaders. And in doing that, it recognized that our community deserves leadership that's present, that's accountable, and focused on the people that call Miami Gardens home. And so that inspired me to get involved in this race because I just feel like we're here and we need that type of leadership at this point.
Thank you for giving us that intro and breaking that down so people could get to know you better.
Hmm.
I want to get into the job that is
Hmm.
city council.
Yep.
So I want to know, why are you the right person for the job? What professional, community, volunteer, or leadership experience have you had the best have you had that best prepares you to serve on the City of Miami Gardens City Council? And please share specific examples of work that you've done that translates to the responsibilities that you'll have if elected.
So number one, I have a program within the community in which I've been a leader. I am a leader, a business owner, um, a team member. Been a team member my entire life. My educational background, I think, is unique in this race. I have dual degrees in finance and business management. I've worked on Wall Street for a number of years. I've developed financial plans, budgeting, and things of the nature that I think the city's in the point that we need that type of leadership. We need that type of expertise. I'm a business owner. I'm used to leading groups of people. I'm used to giving direction. Also, I've been a team member for most of my life, so I'm used to being a part of a group that's working for something, collectively working for something bigger than myself, a common goal that we all share. I think those things set me apart. I'm a homeowner in the community. I'm a property owner, so I understand the long term, or I'm very, very concerned about the long term effects of the growth of the community, and I think that sets me apart from other people that's in this race.
Okay, okay. All right, talk your talk. So my next question is about the residents. One of
Mhm.
the issues residents consistently raise is traffic around Hard Rock Stadium during major
Mhm.
events. What solutions would you support to reduce traffic congestion and improve the quality of life for nearby residents while still embracing the economic benefits the stadium brings to the city?
Right. That's a good question. I think that we all recognize what the stadium brings to our community. It's one of our greatest economic engines to our community. It brings jobs, tourism, spotlight on local businesses. But however, it also with traffic, it also brings an unfair burden upon our residents that live near the stadium. I think that we can balance both, right? So the first thing that I would do once elected is I would work with the stadium, FDOT, local law enforcement, and the county to make sure that we can improve traffic management before, during, and after games. So that's the first thing that I would do. Secondly, I would advocate for programs that had offsite remote parking. So that way we
Mm.
can have remote parking, and obviously the less vehicles, we can make it easier for visitors not to drive their car within the city. I think obviously it'll reduce the amount of traffic, and I think that'd be great for the city. But uh, the major things that are needed would be long term, to be honest. So and that is uh, understanding and getting that Miami Gardens or the stadium should be a regional hub or regional transit hub for our area, whether that be increasing or advocating to increase express shuttles on game day, but ultimately permanent transit to the community, with that rail. That's the permanent solution. Just the amount of bodies that are driving into the city needs to be decreased. So those things, but ultimately as well is including or having a panel that included residents or representatives from local neighborhoods, the stadium, uh, or public safety works, and uh, Miami and city council to meet to discuss events and ways to improve that. I think our residents deserve a seat at the table and a voice.
I've not heard that as a solution. So thanks for bringing that, like, different idea about like having a board, so
Hmm.
to speak, to
Yeah,
to,
we need a
to speak
voice.
to what happens at the stadium.
Absolutely.
My next question, it kind of piggybacks off of that. Miami Gardens continues to grow and attract new development. What is your vision for the city's future? What types of development do you support? And how would you balance economic growth with protecting the character of existing neighborhoods? And just to, kind of dig into something that I've heard
Hmm.
you know, from residents over the years, it's like it feels like Miami Gardens is having a custody battle over, do they want to have a entertainment district and it be an entertainment destination, or be like a truly completely suburban area where just mainly homes and the
Hmm.
residential areas. So I definitely want to know your thoughts around like development, but how do you balance that between
Yeah.
the comfort of residents?
I think you could do both. I think Miami Gardens is a unique place. We have the land space. We have different neighborhoods structured differently. I think we can have both. We can have our suburban living and also have our entertainment districts within the city. That has to happen with being well planned. Those things have to be well planned. The comprehensive city plan is needed. But any growth that I would support will be, first of all, be commercial. Any growth that's commercial tax base, I want to grow commercially, so our commercial tax base, because I heard a lot, speak to with a lot of our residents. We're very, very concerned about property taxes. So growth
Hmm.
has to be responsible and has to be smart. And the first way we can reduce those property taxes or that burden on our residents is to grow our commercial tax base, whether that be hotels, retail space, office buildings, things of that nature that can spread that tax burden away from our residents, our homeowners. That's the first. And another growth outside that would be we have to grow. I will promote responsible growth within it. The way we will grow our neighborhoods smart. So again, that we can increase home values without putting the burden of tax increases on our residents. So that's the type of growth that I would support.
Thank you for breaking that down. Um, and my next question still is, resident related. Residents
Hmm.
often tell us they're concerned about public safety, property taxes, illegal dumping, and unpermitted campers or RVs being parked in residential yards. Of
Hmm.
these issues or others that you've heard from residents in your district, which would be your highest priorities, and what actions would you take to address them?
So first and foremost, the first thing that I think a couple of those issues are couple you could couple together. And when I say that, number one is safety. if you don't feel safe in your community, nothing else matters. The price of the home that you're paying for, tax base, none of those things matter if you don't feel safe in your home. So the first thing, we want to address is public safety. But I do believe, addressing the RV situation is part of public safety, because when you have undocumented RVs parked in backyards, we have no idea who's living in those RVs.
Point.
And so those things go hand to hand for me. Uh, Tax base, again, I told you how I would address that. One of the ways I would address that and is addressing through expanding our commercial tax base. So I would address that in that area. But for me, it would be public safety. It would be public safety in the addressing the RV situation. Would be first, and those things are tangible. When you start talking about property tax, it's a lot that goes into that. A lot of our property tax is on only about 30% of our property tax actually goes to the city of Miami Gardens.
Oh, really?
Another portion, yeah, 2/3 go to the city, go to the county, and you also talk about paying the school board, water, and other areas that our tax base uh, goes towards. So fixes that are tangible would be, obviously our safety in the community, and illegal dumping and things of that nature.
Thank you for breaking that down and explaining that. Um, Tony Terry is one of our keepers, so if I'm laughing at some of his comments, he's kind of funny. He asked, I
Okay.
actually want a sidebar. He said, "Who you got for Jazz in the Gardens? If you had a a wish list of a lineup." I'm actually curious, and I think that's a good question,
Tony,
and that's a
Tony,
very high low question.
who asked that question?
I'm asking you, who would be your
No, no,
wish
no. I
list?
want no. I want to ask the person who asked you first, because you repeat. Now I want to address them. What's his name?
Oh, Terry,
What's up, Terry? How you
Tony
doing, man?
Terry.
What's up, Tony? Listen, I that's a good one, man. Anybody who knows me know how I feel about Mary J. Blige. So if it was up to me, Mary would be here every year. Every year, Mary J. Blige will be here. So if it was
Okay.
up to me, Mary J. Blige would be like our Frankie Beverly and Mays was for um, jazz. I mean, for the Essence. I have Mary every year because I just love Mary. After that, we could talk about it. Um, I'm a '70s baby, so the rap music. I have to have some of that stuff, but
Okay,
that
okay.
goes without.
I could do that lined up. I could do that
Hmm.
lined up.
Hmm.
Thank you for taking that on the fly comment from one of our
Yeah.
viewers. But that's why I like doing it live. People get to ask questions
Hmm.
right in the moment. I'm glad,
Yeah.
people coming on live. I'm glad y'all not scared to step in on the high low with us.
Please, please do.
My next question is about serving on the city council can be challenging, especially when residents
Hmm.
are frustrated or emotional. How do
Hmm.
you personally handle pressure, criticism, or conflict? Can you share an example of a time you had to lead through a difficult situation or respond to a strong public criticism?
So for myself, I've been in positions of, fortunately, being a football player, uh, I've been in situations of just being um scrutinized publicly. That's I understand that. I know what comes along with that job. Nothing could prepare me for this role more than being running a youth football program. Believe it or not, anytime you in the position that you're dealing with someone's child, that public criticism, or making decisions that may not be popular. I'm a business owner. Again, I'm a business owner. I'm a leader of men. I'm a leader of organizations. I'm totally comfortable making unpopular decisions, but decisions that are best for the community, best for the organization. I've done that my entire life. I've been in those situations. I've had to deal with public scrutiny from a number of different areas. That comes with success, and I'm totally comfortable with that.
Okay, okay. Um, And my next question is, Miami Gardens has seen some tense moments during city council meetings,
Hmm.
including disagreements between elected officials and exchanges with residents that have sometimes disrupted meetings. What
Hmm.
does professionalism on the dais mean to you? And how would you help maintain decorum while still allowing residents to feel heard? And the reason why I wanted to ask this, and I'm asking this to all Miami Gardens
Hmm.
candidates that come on the show, is because we've seen some intense moments. And
Hmm.
I just, I want to know as you're walking into this job, like what are your thoughts on that and keeping decorum and what that means?
Yes. So for me. understanding that, right? I'm running because I want to be a voice for my community and I want to be a representative for my community. So that means I'm not sitting in that seat for Rod, right? I'm not just representing Rod. I'm representing the seniors in the community that help build it. I'm representing young families. I'm there as a proxy for everyone that put their trust in me. So how I behave, the way I show up is very, very important. I was always taught in every walk of life, I'm not going to embarrass myself, my family. I'm not going to embarrass the residents who put their trust in me. Um, Understanding that, that because I am elected, does not give me the right to, to disrespect the residents. Understanding that that's going to be part of it, knowing that, that that scrutiny comes with it, right? If you want to be, you want the spotlight, you want to be in a position of leadership, that you're going to have to be able to deal with criticism. Everything is not going to be praised. You're going to make decisions. You're going to have to be able to deal with them and learn from them. So, just my background prepared me for that, and again, something I'm totally comfortable with.
Okay. And there's a good question in there from Juice to
Mhm.
Find that I'm gonna come back to, but I want to get to my next question. Every campaign needs a strategy. What do you believe is your pathway to victory in this election? What communities, ideas, or messages do you believe will resonate most with voters?
I think the point. So my pathway to victory is the doing what I'm doing. No one's knocked on more doors than me in the community. No one's been more accessible to the residents than I have in the community. I think those things are paramount in this race. I think I know from talking to my fellow residents. We're ready for change, right? We're ready for change. We need leadership. We we've had too long. This election is not this race is not based on promises. It's based on work. It's based on trust, and I think I bring that. It's a total difference from speaking for myself and having my own voice. Uh, Not everyone can say that in this race, and I think the residents are ready for a change. I represent that change. I'm part of this community, and I'm when I say I'm part of this community. Every church that I go into, every time I speak into a local church, anytime I speak into a local business, there's someone in that room that I've had personal contact with that can verify my message. What I'm saying is true because I'm really from here. I have not. I just didn't sleep in Miami Gardens. I was raised. I grew here, and I've been here doing the work on the ground. And doing that work on the ground is my pathway to victory.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Um, And before I get to these last two questions, I want to get to this question from Justify. What can
Yeah.
you do to get more trees planted and green spaces in District 4? It's hot and getting hotter. And Justify, do you live in District 4? Let us know. But what's your answer to that, Rod?
How can we get more green space
Mm-hmm.
in Miami Gardens? I think that's part of the initiative. Getting uh modify or our park space. Number one, getting more greenery in our park space. Doing some more development of some of the parks inside our district. Working with Public Works and finding the budget for those dollars, whether that's private dollars. Working with some of our local businesses. And for myself, you know businesses and developers can't come to the community when on my watch without giving something to the community. It just can't take. So some of that green space, some of those trees, some of those things that we want will have to be delivered. And for me, again, I'm running this race on one simple belief: the growth of Miami Gardens should benefit the people that call Miami Gardens home already. And so any growth that happens for me, will that will be a part of it.
Okay. There's another good question here. Do you plan to continue any initiatives of Councilwoman Wilson, who currently holds the seat for?
Do I continue to
Do you plan to continue
repeat?
any of the initiatives that Councilwoman Wilson has started?
So I love her work with autism. I want to continue that. I want to definitely be a part of that. I want to our I will do some things differently, but I definitely believe in the Juneteenth celebration. How it's done will maybe look a little bit different under my watch, but I do believe in that as well.
Okay, okay, cool. And this next question is from Claudia and Hibbert. Miami Gardens currently has down payment assistance programs of 20K, but it tends to change from down payment to beautification, et cetera. With values going up, how do you plan to increase that down payment?
How do you say when Miami Gardens currently has? Repeat that question for me again.
Can you see the screen? I'll read it for you if you can't see it.
Okay, yeah, I
No,
can read it.
Miami
You're
Gardens.
right.
No, I wasn't sure. That's why I'm leaving it up on the screen. Miami Gardens currently has down payment assistance programs of 20,000, but it tends
Mhm.
to change from down payment to beautification, etc. With values going up, how do you plan to increase that down payment?
By going through our budget and finding the funds to do so, by streamlining our budget, getting rid of a lot of waste, and finding extra dollars to put towards that program.
Okay. And Taryn, this is what his take on traffic situation, residents being blocked out the road. Usage restrictions led to residents being able to make extra money that live near the stadium or even bring a friend or family member to their residence during
Yeah,
events. I think we kind of touched on this before, but I'm not
yeah,
sure if you caught the beginning part of the interview, Taryn, where we talked about traffic. But
hmm
let me see if she's asking something different.
yeah.
Um, I guess, like, people being able to make extra money or bring a friend or family member to their residence during events. So, is that mainly what you're asking about? Like, because I know people can't do that anymore, if I'm correct. Taryn, if you can clarify in the comments, that'll help us out. Let me just see if there's any other questions here. What initiatives did the councilwoman have? Curious. Oh, hey, Mike. What is its plan to get Murder Grove to the finish line? We are 10 plus years behind on the GOB
So
bond.
So I grew up on Murder Grove Park. I went to summer program there. I swam in the pool. I played on the basketball court. I did everything. I grew up on that park. Right now, my youth football program participates on that park. My Within 2 years of me being in that, we will have groundbreaking on Murder Grove Park. I guarantee you that.
Okay. I like it. I like that. And let me see if anybody else has something in here. All right, I just wanted to get through everybody's questions. Thank you for being a trooper and taking those rapid fire questions.
No
Uh,
problem.
right. Before we
Yes.
let you go, why should the people of Miami Gardens trust you with their vote? In 1 or 2 minutes, make your case directly to the voters watching tonight.
You've already trusted me with your most prized possession. That's your children. Many people in the community, thousands of family members, thousands of kids have come through my program. You've already trusted me with your kids. You see the work that I can do. We're open for change. Miami Gardens is in a place where we need real leadership. We need people who have been here before. We need a different type of educational background. We need a different type of experience. We need homeowners. We need people who understand what it feels like to be a homeowner within the city. We need leadership that you can trust, that you can count on, and that's focused on the people that live in Miami Gardens. That's put Miami Garden residents first. That is over interests that have contributed to your campaigns, over outside forces controlling candidates. Like those things don't exist here. You know who I am. You've worked with me. You've seen what I've done in other areas, and watch me do it this way.
Thank you. And is there anything that you would like to touch on before we let you go? Anything that you would like to share with our audience? This is your time now to, get it off your
Uh,
chest.
just for me, I think one of the most important things for myself, is I'm focused on a few things. That's cleaner, safer neighborhoods. I'm focused on responsible and respecting our seniors, support for our seniors. I want to have a community where families thrive and businesses grow. And I want to have better pathways for our youth. I grew up in this community as one of those youth. My road has not always been straight. I came up on the rough side of the mountain, so to speak, and so we have grace for our other young people in this community, and I want to support them because the community has supported me and watched me grow, and a lot of people can attest to the person I am now. I had the opportunity to grow into this person. I'm not the person I was from 20, 30 years ago. And I'm proud of that. And I was able to grow within this community. And I want to create a space that our young people can continue to grow within this community.
That's what's up. Look, Look, before you go, let people know how they could follow you, volunteer, donate, social media, give them all
So
the things.
you can volunteer, donate, all at vote for the number four rodmac.com. So there's vote the number four rodmac.com. My you can follow me on IG at Mack MACK the number four real. You can follow me on IG, and I'm on Facebook as Rod Mack. So I appreciate I can use your support. Come out and let's get it done.
Yes. Thank you so much, Rod. I appreciate you for being a good sport, for taking, getting on our live, the
Thanks for
keepers over here.
thanks for having me. Thanks for having me. I'm happy to be the first person to kick this thing off. And
Yes.
hello, I can watch. I appreciate you. I appreciate the rapid response questions and this platform that you create. I think is dope. I think it's what we need, and you making it cool for politics, cool for our young people, and that's really important. I think you're making politics cool for our young people. You're presenting the information in a way that you have to meet people where they are. So I think the way you're doing it now is you're meeting our young people where they are, and you're making them want to be engaged, and that's so important. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. You real cool. You used to play football for UM and all that stuff. So for you to say that we making things cool, I
Absolutely.
appreciate that, Mr. Mack. Return of the Mac.
Return of the Mac. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rod, for coming on the show. We appreciate it. And guys,
Yes.
if you support Rod, show some love in the chat. Thank you for coming on.
Okay. Have a good one.
I appreciate you too.